Hey guys, today we're going to be looking over all my goals and stuff I did during March. We're going to be resetting for April, telling about life, goals, monthly favorites, and kind of getting set up for the month. I did want to do this as a proper April reset and get it up right at the end of March, but I had a video that needed brand approval, so I couldn't get it out, but I'm excited to chat all beginning of the month stuff with you guys. Okay, so I have my laptop down here with my Notion page, and I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but I actually have my Notion goals page, which you guys can download from Etsy. I am so proud of it, and I did set it up for 2024, but you can use it at any time. And it does actually have monthly goal breakdowns to help you achieve your monthly goals, so you don't need to worry about starting it at the beginning of the year. So if you want to check it out, I'll leave that link down below. Anyway, I've been working my way through my goals. There are definitely some goals in my yearly goal spread that I still need to get in there and brainstorm and make more specific and intentional. But if we're talking about my March goals, honestly, I had no goals in January, only a couple goals in February that I set like towards the later end of the month. So March was the first month where I really got on top of it. I set some goals and I started setting off smaller goals or a smaller amount of goals. So yeah, I really liked that, and it's really helped me get back into the swing of goal setting. First of all, I had start a masterclass course. I did do this. I started a writing masterclass course. This particular one is by Shonda Rhimes and it's on screenwriting, and I personally am more interested in novel writing, but I've been watching a lot of videos on novel writing and I thought it'd be really interesting to get the perspective of like a different style of writing, and I've been really enjoying it. I'm definitely not done with it. I think I'm on episode 2 or 3, but I've been really liking it, and I do really like the masterclass format. My next goal was to finish my first draft of my current project. It does have a project name, but the project name doesn't actually really have anything to do with the story, so I'm not going to tell you guys. But I could have done this in March. I definitely could have, but I kind of got what is like the writing version of the Sunday Scaries, because that's what I got. I was so close to the end and I definitely could have finished it, but I kind of got really anxious because I've never finished a first draft before and I didn't know what to do once I had finished it. Anyway, I did some research, I watched some vlogs, I read up on some articles about editing and what to do after you finish the first draft, and I will talk about this in my April goals. But April is Camp NaNoWriMo, so I have got over that little speed bump, but for a while, particularly in the middle of the month, I was definitely being a bit slower on writing because I was worried about finishing it. So I would say I like half achieved this goal because I hit 100,000 words in my manuscript. That is a massive amount. I don't even know if I want the full book to be that long, so I can always definitely cut down. I also wanted to submit my taxes and I did that. It was actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. And then my last goal was to submit my permanent residence or visa application for Canada. I don't know if I've spoken about this too much with you guys, but you would know this if you watch my moving to Canada videos, which I swear those only feel like they were such a short time ago, but also so long ago. Time is so weird. I am on the IEC working holiday visa, which is a 2-year visa, but I think it's now a 3-year visa depending on what country you come from. But when I joined, it was a 2-year visa. Our 2 years is up in June. Jake's work is giving him a work visa. We're also applying for permanent residence, but the work visa just gives us a little bit more wiggle room with the timings. I wasn't sure if I was going to submit my PR application or my visa application this month. Ends up I kind of did neither, but also I'll get to that. I have to wait on Jake's application until I can do mine, and we're also waiting to do the PR application until summer. So I did as much as I could in terms of that. I forget exactly what it was, but there were some documents and stuff I sorted out. So I worked towards this goal, but this wasn't a goal I could achieve this month. I also wanted to crochet 3 times. I did not get to this goal. This has been on my list for so long, and I think it's just like the idea of starting a project. I haven't got to it yet, but I really want to work towards this, and I am going to also come out with a sort of cozy hobbies, bookish, creative, all that kind of stuff vlog, and I think I'm definitely going to crochet in that. I've never crocheted before, and so I'm a bit nervous it's going to be really hard, but I'm really excited about it. And I also wanted to read 5 books. I only got to 4 books. It was a bit of a slower month in March in terms of reading, but I will get to that later because I am going to do a little bit of a reading wrap up and tell you the 4 books I did read this month at the end of this video. It was a bit slower, but I read some good books and I read some like mid books. I'm happy with 4 books and I'm still ahead of my reading goal, so that's all good. And I also just wanted to fit in my monthly favorite. So first of all, I wanted to talk about the mascara that I'm wearing right now, which is my Merit mascara. I've never used Merit Beauty before, but they actually reached out and sent me some products. This isn't sponsored, but I wanted to tell you guys about it. Particularly, I really liked the eyeshadow and the mascara, but the mascara I have been using every single time I wear my makeup. It has become my new favorite mascara. I'm actually wearing it now. I don't know how well you can see it from here, but it is such a gorgeous mascara. It definitely gives more of like a clean girl look. I do have an affiliate link down below if you guys want to check it out. You get this really cute makeup bag when you do an order from them. Also, I do know if you do an order over $40, you get free shipping. I've also been really loving this Costco rolling cart I did. I'll link my spring vlog, but if you want to see more of that, I used it to organize my office, and I've been keeping all my craft supplies, all my bullet journal stuff, all my pens and papers and stickers, and it is just such a nice rolling cart. Anyway, if you want to see the rolling cart I'm talking about and see me organize my office and build the cart and everything, I will link that because that was in my spring vlog. I've also just been in my jam era. I'm obsessed with jam. I've been making like strawberry matcha using strawberry jam. I've been making blueberry matchas and blueberry lattes with blueberry jam, PB&J rice cakes, so good. And I just bought some more jam because I'm going to be making a cake this week, which I will talk about in my March accomplishments, because anyway, that is massive and I'm smiling so much talking about it. But I bought jam to make a special cake. Something else I have been absolutely obsessed with is my Dossier perfumes. This is not a sponsored video. I am working with them on other videos on my channel, so I do have a link, and I don't know if it'll work for this, but I'll leave it down below anyway. I've grabbed here my Abri Cherry perfume, which I'm wearing right now. This is my spring scent. I have been obsessed, and like I said, I'm working with them on a couple other videos, so I will link one of my videos where I'm talking about them in depth so you can hear about the company and about the perfumes and everything. But if you have ever heard about Dossier and you're like umming and ahhing about the perfumes, this is your sign to buy their perfumes. Honestly, I got a pack of like, I think it was like 5 or something. So many of them have transformed into my favorite perfumes. I just love what their brand is doing and the scents are so amazing. I've also been loving my Silk Caramel Creamer. This has been perfect and so tasty for caramel matchas and caramel lattes. I also wanted to include some songs and a podcast I'm really liking. So for songs, Too Sweet by Hosier, of course. I really like the vibes of this song. I also really like End of Beginning by DJ-O. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And as I'm reading through this list, I hope they're not too TikTok-y, but these have just been the songs I've had on repeat, and also the songs I was listening to as I was getting ready to film. I've also really liked Stolen Dance by Milky Chance and Home by Good Neighbors. And then the podcast I want to tell you about in my March favorites is the Shameless podcast. It is by this Australian media group called Shameless, and they have a couple different podcasts under their belt. They have the Shameless Book Club, they have Shameless, Everybody Has a Secret. All of their podcasts are so well produced. I love all of the girls who host the podcast. I think they're so intelligent. I think their takes on stuff is so good. I've been listening to it all the time. They talk about pop culture, general goings on in the world, and that has been my favorite podcast in the minute. Next segment, let's get on to some March statistics. Now, I don't know if I've mentioned this before in my monthly resets, but I have some statistics I record at the beginning of every month. So I record my YouTube subscribers, my TikTok followers, and then also this year I've started recording how many words I wrote that month. So for writing, I wrote 19,240 words. For TikTok followers, I got up to 17.4k, and then guys, for YouTube subscribers, I surpassed 100k literally, I think it was like on the last day of March, and I could not be happier. I'm going to talk about this more in the video in terms of my goals for April and etc, etc, but just thank you so much to every single person who has subscribed to this channel. This is an achievement that I really didn't even see in my future when I started this YouTube channel. It is not something I thought I would reach, and I was content with that, and this is just an unbelievable achievement. I'm so proud of all the work I've put into this, and I'm so thankful to every single one of you who subscribed. And I want to mention now that I am going to be doing a 100k Q&A as a little bonus video at some point during the month, so if you do have any questions for me about literally anything, leave that in the comments, and then keep an eye out for that 100k Q&A. That's what I was talking about the cake for. I'm going to make myself a little celebratory cake with my boyfriend. I'm doing a Victoria sponge. So going on from that, something else I like to do at the end of every month is look at my accomplishments from the month. This is a habit I started during COVID when I was feeling really low and I felt like I wasn't doing anything in my life. So for the past, gosh, it's been 4 years, I've written down what I've accomplished every single month to remind myself all the things I have done to be proud of, to remind myself of how much I actually do achieve even when it feels like I'm not doing anything, and just to celebrate myself and everything I've done at the end of every month, because you are doing so much even if you don't realize you are. So I literally just wrote down my March accomplishments, starting off obviously 100k on YouTube. That is my #1 thing from March. Could not be happier. I think I also mentioned I hit 100k words in my manuscript for my current project. I actually got approved for my first ARC, which is an advanced reader copy. So that is reading books before they're published to then tell you guys about them so you get excited for when they come out. So I haven't read any ARCs yet, but I have got approved for a couple copies. I'm really excited to start telling you guys about the books that I'm reading so you guys can know what's coming up. I also attended a really fun Le Cordon Bleu event here in Ottawa, which is a culinary school, and I went to one of their like tasting soiree kind of events. That was really fun. I also attended a country night at the Senators game. That was a collaboration I was doing with the Ottawa Senators, which is our hockey team here. I literally just ran out of storage on my SD card, so hopefully I fixed that. So those are my achievements from the month of March. I'm so proud of myself and I just love that habit. It makes me feel so, I don't know, happy with my my life. And anyway, let's get onto my goals for April. First of all, I mentioned it is Camp NaNoWriMo. If you don't know what NaNoWriMo is, that is National Novel Writing Month, which is in November. We try write 50,000 words in a month and tons of people get involved. It's really fun, and I did complete and win NaNoWriMo last year. But in April, and I think it's July, they do Camp Nano, where basically you get to pick your goals. So whether that's editing or something like doing poems or writing a page a day or whatever it is, you get to pick your goal. So I am not doing one manuscript. I think I'm going to work on 2 and maybe some edits, but my goal is to write 30,000 words in April cumulatively over all of these projects. And whether that goes into the actual project or is like world building background stuff, it doesn't matter, it's just 30,000 words. I also want to try do some form of movement, whether that's Pilates, yoga, a walk on my treadmill 4 times a week. I then want to read 5 books again. Hopefully I'll get this done. If I read 3, I'll still be on track for my reading goal, which should totally be fine, but I want to read 5. I also want to celebrate 100k on YouTube, so my plan is to film a video for you guys doing a Q&A. Like I said, leave comments down below, please. But I also want to make a little cake, and Jake got me some balloons and some candles, so I want to set all that up. I want to finish a non-fiction book. I'm in the middle of 2 different ones. I think I'm gonna finish Atomic Habits this month. I have a gallery wall I want to do in my office, so I want to make a proper plan for that. And also to do with that, I have some pressed flowers that I want to put in a frame for my gallery wall, so I want to do that. Like I said, I want to start my crochet project. I'm gonna do it this month. I'm gonna do it, guys. And then my other habit is I want to go outside every day. I feel like I do this most days, but with it getting slightly more spring and slightly warmer, I just want to enjoy time outside. If you watch my spring vlog, we also got a table for our backyard, so I want to spend some more time out there. But yeah, those are my goals for April. Again, nothing too crazy, but I think they'll be good, and they're also pretty achievable and manageable and not too overwhelming. Okay, now I can show you my April bullet journal theme. I did a blueberries theme and I'm obsessed with it. This is my cover page. How cute is that? And like I said, that is my April goals page. I have some bits where I can color in the blueberries once I achieve the goals. I have my habits tracker. I am just obsessed with this theme. It's pretty simple but a little bit artistic, and I just love how it looks. We are going to do my March reading wrap up. So like I said, I read 4 books. First of all, you would have seen this if you saw my boyfriend picks my TBR video. I read Girl Abroad by Elle Kennedy. This was a bit of a letdown, but it was fun. I just didn't like some of the tropes in it and some of the themes. It wasn't my vibe. I rated this a 3 stars, but the setting in London was pretty fun. Then I read Hot Blooded by Heather Gruer. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. Definitely not. That is like an urban fantasy kind of vampire one. I read the first book in this series, which is Cold Hearted, as my first book of 2024. It is like Twilight, but like the characters are a bit more mature and it's just a bit more well developed, and also the guy is like a werewolf instead of a vampire. It is so good. I rated it a 5 stars. It's one of my favorite books I've read this year. However, this book I did rate a 3 stars. Again, just didn't live up to how much I liked the first book. I just think I didn't connect with the characters or like the story as much as I did the first book. Then I was doing a reread of Guild by Raven Kennedy. I've been wanting to reread this book for so long because I read it in like 2021, and I also read the second book in 2021, then I put it on hold because I wanted to wait till the series was finished, and now I wanted to go back and read it, to read the whole series in preparation for the last book coming out. I think it's coming out in summer. I think when I originally read it, I rated it 5 stars. This time I've rated it, I think, of 4 stars. I love this book. I adore it. I love Raven Kennedy's writing, the world, the characters, everything. It's not that the first book is like worse in any way to take a star off. It's just the plot isn't like my like favorite book material. But I can tell in this series like there is going to be favorite books, and also as a whole the series is like favorite book material. Then I also reread Glint by Raven Kennedy, which is the second book in the series. Really, really good. I love it. And I also rated this one a 4 stars, and right now I'm reading Gleam, which is the 3rd book in the series, which I have not read before. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this whole way through the video and catching up with me and getting prepped for April and resetting from March. I really hope you guys are having a really good start to the month, and make sure to leave me a question for my 100k Q&A down below, and also let me know what goals you're working on at the minute. If you did like this video, please do like and please do subscribe, because I'd love to see you guys next time, and thank you again so much for watching.